The sun keeps finding me. Thank you. If I step back a little bit. Oh, that actually isn't bad. 28 things I've learned now that I am 28, because when I upload this video, it will be my birthday. I have a list so I can make sure I stay on track to go over 28 things that I've learned now that I'm 28. Number one, romanticize your life. I have been able to do this a lot more recently, and it's definitely added a lot more luster to my life in various ways, just because I've decided to just romanticize my life. And just by romanticizing it, I mean like taking myself to the movies, going to dinner, going to the park, and just immersing myself in the experience and just feeling like the main character. It's been so fun to just kind of tailor stories in my mind and also live them out, because it's just been an amazing journey just to kind of see how far you've come. And I can say I'm going to be bringing up like YouTube in this journey a lot too, just because I've been able to see myself grow because I've documented how I've progressed over the years. And it's been so cool to see where I am now in comparison to where I was before. So romanticizing your life is a really big part of that. Number two, discover the arts. So I love theater. I've talked about it a couple of times in my monthly reviews, how much I love theater. And I always just get such an immersive feeling. I just admire seeing people in their crafts. So going to like an art museum, looking at, you know, the paintings, what exactly they mean, what's the interpretation, what was the medium that they used, or even just going to poetry slams and just hearing the artists say, you know, what's on their heart, and they share this work with us. I think it's truly incredible how they're able to express themselves creatively. But discovering the arts, I feel like, allows you to kind of discover yourself creatively as well. So, you know, art imitates life in a lot of ways. Number three, be a student of life. So I wouldn't say this isn't a no-brainer, but the day you stop learning is the day you stop living. When you become a student of life, you just understand that you don't know everything. And that's a wonderful way to start when it comes to just living life in general. There's always going to be information that you don't know. And so if you just take it one step at a time to continue to just learn in baby steps, you actually get to value it a lot more. And seeing yourself as a student, and that, you know, the classroom never ends, it's just the atmosphere that happens to change around you, is not bad at all. So continue to be a student of life and always learn. So always take an opportunity to learn something new. Number four, invest in yourself. Investing in yourself is something that you should always do, because out of all the investments in our lives that we will have, ourselves is definitely one of the biggest, most important investments that we will be taking care of throughout our lifetime. Invest in yourself by just learning something new, acquiring skills, doing self-care, taking care of your body, and just taking care of your health and finding ways to make sure you can be your best self. I think investing in yourself is just an amazing way to experience life to its greatest, to the fullest. And, you know, you're worth the investment. You know, need I say more? Number five, get outside of your comfort zone. So right now, I would say this is kind of out of my comfort zone, but I kind of tweaked it a little bit to make sure that I was in an area which I could comfortably record this without interruption and without feeling really seen. I kind of went into a valley, and I was just like, I want to go here so I can talk about this video. But you want to make sure you always kind of challenge yourself and put yourself out there, because anytime that you're outside of your comfort zone, you're actually experiencing growth. You're challenging yourself and you're growing. Don't be afraid to be a little bit uncomfortable, because you will continue to get better. And then once you gain another bubble, or you extend that bubble, just reach outside of that. So you can always continue to improve. Number six. I don't have obviously 28 fingers, so I'm gonna have to run out of hands, and then obviously I'm gonna have to just use graphics, and that's fine. Editor me, figure it out. Number six, do it for yourself. Do it for you. This is your walk. No one can live your life for you. if it is going to school, if it is starting that new path of a career, if it's just taking a leap of faith in anything, make sure you do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. It's really important that you keep that in mind, that you are walking this path. Nobody else is walking in your shoes. It is really important that you do that, and make sure you can look back over your life and know that you did it for yourself. Number 7, find the beauty in the little things. So I can definitely say, by just sitting here and being very present in this amazing atmosphere, that it really is the little things that I truly begin to appreciate, because I can just sit here, I can close my eyes, I can hear the water, I can hear the rustling of the trees, and I can hear the birds chirping, and I realize that I'm connected, and it makes me acknowledge how small I am in all of this. And it allows me to be connected and also very appreciative for a lot of the simple things, being able to breathe and smell the air that's around me, being able to see the beauty of God's creation that surrounds me, as well as just being able to touch and feel. And getting back to the really basic senses can allow you to be very appreciative for those things. Number 8, curiosity. So they always said curiosity killed the cat, but it didn't kill us. You can be curious, and it's okay. And even people don't even say the full quote. It's curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought him back. And all that to say, it's okay to be curious. Be that little child. Like, we used to have our eyes so open to curiosity in the world around us, and at some point in time in our lives, we narrowed it back down for some reason. It's okay to open your eyes and have a wide view of things. Curiosity isn't wrong. It's okay to be curious, because there's so many wonderful things in the world. Allow that stuff to open up so you can be able to see what's really out there. Curiosity just allows us to learn from things. It's not like, curiosity killed the cat, satisfaction brought it back, because we learned from it. The cat learned from its experiences. Maybe that's why it has 9 lives. Number 9, touch grass. Go out in nature. So I am here in this beautiful park. And yes, I can say it is so funny. Every time when I get a year older, I'm always somewhere where there's a lot of green. I am like touching everything, and I'm like grounding myself, because I just love the feeling of being in nature anytime that I come to a revelation or I reach a certain milestone or time in my life. I don't think you will regret going out to nature. It's very beautiful, it's very calming, it's very serene, in my personal opinion. It's beautiful. You get to see creation that has been here before you and will be here well after you. And so when you're able to just admire the beauty of this creation, it just feels good. Number 10. Okay, that's all my fingers. Tell those you love how much you care about them, how much you love them. It goes without saying that, what we say to those we love can go a long way. Make sure, if you have an opportunity to say how much you love someone, that you do it. Make sure you do that. Tomorrow is never promised, and make sure you just take that time to just tell those I love you. I also take this time to thank you guys. I appreciate you if you're watching right now at this point. So thank you. I love you guys, and I hope that these tips are helpful. Number 11, ask questions. Asking questions is totally fine. That's how you learn. You go to school, you ask questions, right? So ask questions. Just because you're not in the classroom doesn't mean you can't ask questions. To gain better understanding of things means that you really care about something, or you care about being wise, or about various topics or things. And so don't be afraid to ask questions. I think there's a lot of times when I was in rooms and I was hesitant to ask questions, and I can realize at this point in my life, like, I'm just gonna ask the question so then I can be enlightened, because I don't want to be ignorant, especially if it's something that I really want to know. And just because I feel uncomfortable, I refuse to beg the question. So if you have a question, make sure you ask it. Number 12. Does that look right to you guys? 12? Or is it that way? Don't complain. It can be tricky sometimes, and everyone has their moments. And life sometimes throws us those little curveballs, and they don't feel too good. However, life is, I know, 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Make sure if you ever become or get into a situation where you feel like you're ready to complain, take 3 deep mindful breaths and then also list 5 things that you are grateful for. Anytime that I found myself in a position where I felt like complaining, I would put my hand over my heart, I would take 3 mindful breaths, and I would think of the things that I was grateful for, and whatever I was complaining about would just disappear. Because, like, I realized whatever it was that was bothering me, it's like, it didn't take me out of the game. Like, I'm still here, I'm alive, I'm good. Like, I'm thankful, praise God. You know, it's like, I'm good. Number 13, never give up. Never give up. Whatever it is, especially if it's your dreams, don't give up on your dreams, because the last thing you want to do is live with that regret that it was something that you always wanted to do, it was on your heart, it was eating away at you, and you didn't pursue it. It goes with my favorite quote, which I love to say at the end of a lot of my videos: never give up and the fates against you eventually will. It is so important that whatever it is that you're doing in your life, especially that are really important to you, that you don't give up on them. So make sure you never give up. 14, laugh a lot. That felt pretty good. Comedy. Here's my equation. Comedy from one of the many artists that I listened to. I think it was Bob Nelson. He said it best. Comedy equals tragedy plus distance. Now, when it comes to a lot of the things that I've experienced in my life that were really tragic, I was able to kind of find a way to laugh without crying. And of course, there were times that I cried. But over time, there were ways I could be able to distance myself enough that I could laugh from it without really kind of going crazy, to be honest. And it's not saying that the event itself was funny, but the way and how we change our perspectives as we grow older changed and allowed me to have the lighter side of it. So in that way, I think a lot of comedians can attest to that equation as well, that tragedy plus distance equals comedy, just because of the things that they've endured in their own lives. So make sure you laugh, and laugh often if you have the chance, because it definitely, you feel a lot better, especially when you have those nice little gut laughs. It feels a lot better too. So laugh a lot. Number 15, have a grateful heart. This kind of goes into the last video that I did, not the most recent, but having an attitude of gratitude. Having a grateful heart is something that just can get you far in this life, because there's so many things to be grateful for. And if you start with that every single day, you can't go wrong. Waking up, that's something to be grateful for. Taking your first breath when you wake up, that's another thing to be grateful for. You rolled out of bed. You were able to get out of bed on your own. There's so many things to be grateful for. So if you have a grateful heart, it allows you to look at life in such a beautiful way. It allows you to admire a lot more things that you could probably glance over and probably pass. So having a grateful heart can allow you to just experience life better and have a stronger appreciation for it as well. Number 16. Number 16. Just start. Well, I guess that kind of works, because editor me is going to have to put 16 up, or however I'm going to do it. When it comes to just starting, oh, I'll start when I learn this, or oh, I'm going to start YouTube when I find out how to do this. Just start. Please don't look at my first video, but that's how I started, because I had to just start. Sean Cannell from Think Media literally said, just punch fear in the face. And I started that camera. I look back at it now and I'm just like, oh my goodness. But look at me now, where I'm able to just kind of talk at the camera, look down in the barrel, look at you guys and know it's you guys, and be like, hey, how you doing? Just like you're just sitting here right in front of me. You just have to start. And you'll continue to get better over time. Just trust me on that. Just start and continue to improve over time. I promise it will get better. Just trust me on that, okay? Number 17, practice spirituality. Now, whatever it is that you practice, that's totally fine. For me, I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is I go on my hands and knees and I give glory to God for waking me up another day. And I can say my walk has been, it's a beautiful one. I love the journey and the process when it comes to growing and having a relationship in that way, when it comes to your own spirituality and faith. For me personally, I've always had that type of relationship. And over time now, especially, I've been getting more closer in that and strengthening it, which has been really great. And I'm really happy with that in this time in my life. When I was younger, like when I lost my grandmother, I kind of went away and I was just kind of going through the ebbs and flows of life. And then years later, after losing my mom, I kind of realized I was like, no, I need to make sure I stick to this. And it's really been such a sustainer for me. And so I'm really thankful for my faith and just being able to give gratitude and appreciation. And that's why I also like going back to nature, because of like, you know, God's creation and how beautiful it is. It just allows me to stay very humble and grateful. So, you know, practice spirituality. It can give you a very strong foundation to build off of. And it can definitely keep you in a lot of times when things get really, really rough or things go sideways. You know what I mean? When life starts lifing. Number 18, give 100% in all you do. And I mean, just 100% in everything, where it's just like how if you go to a class, if you do a video, if you are at your job, give 100%, even in a relationship. A lot of people say relationships are 50-50, and that's certainly not true. It is 100-100. You want to make sure that you give that person everything you are. Like, don't obviously pour out like of your cup in the way, like going out of your way where it's harmful in that way. But you want to make sure 100-100 where it's just like you're fully present with that person. And in that way, just make sure you're fully present in the moment in anything that you do. Giving 100% allows you to not have regret, to be like, oh, I could have done better, or oh, I should have done this or that. If you give 100%, you're fine. Like at the end of the day, like for me, I always try to give 100% in everything that I do. So when I lay my head down at night, I can't overthink, because I'm an overthinker. If I'm like, oh, I could have did this better, I could have did that, I could have did this, and then I realize, well, I gave 100%. I did the best I could do. I sleep just fine because I know I gave it my all. Number 19, be the change that you want to see in the world. If there's something that you think should be added to the world, don't just wait for somebody to do it. It can be you. Why not you? Don't just be like, hey, you know, I think this could be really great in the world, and then just sit and wait. How about you just do it? Just start and go for it. Even if you don't have the experience, like just keep going forward until you're able to get the experience, until you're able to know better and then do better. If you want to see change in the world, definitely make sure you do what you need to take the steps and make it happen. Be that change. Number 20, don't ruin your health in order to earn money. Whoo, honey, absolutely. You only have one body. Make sure you take care of it. Your health is really important. Do not run yourself in the ground for a job. And I can definitely say there was a job that made me tired. Like, in every sense of the word, I was tired. But I'm thankful that I can be able to have this time to be able to breathe and experience and appreciate the little things like this right now. Because even when I was just calling my family members, it was kind of like a night and day type of experience where I would talk to them and they'd be like, okay, you really work hard and hope you get to rest. And then after, and I was talking to them, and they're like, you sound like you have years given back to your life, which I definitely can attest and say I did, just because I was able to do so much more with just my energy. I got my energy back. Like, it was just sucked out of me. So definitely don't run your health or your body into the ground for a job. Number 21, energy is everything. So know where your energy goes. I think that one's just a really big one, because have a tendency to really give out energy, and then all of a sudden we're like depleted and we're like, hey, I wonder why that happened. Well, there's a couple of things. So depending on who you're around, you know, are they pouring into you or are they taking energy away? Are you in front of the TV all the time? Are you getting poured into, or is it taking away? Are you in front of your phone a lot? Is it pouring into you, or is it taking away? There's a lot of examples that you can think about where, what type of activities am I doing? Gaining value? Are they gaining value, or are they taking away from your energy? So definitely just be mindful of where your energy goes each day, because you do have a meter, and when it hits empty, then what? Number 22, actions speak louder than words. I think this is all about intention. You can say all of the things in the world, saying, I am this, or I'm going to do that. But if your actions don't line up, then how serious were you? Intention and actions are really big when it comes to just being your word. I don't know. I was raised to just be your word. If it's something that you're going to say, make sure that you do it, because it goes down to character. Just make sure you just carry out the things that you mean with your actions. You can have all the intention in the world, but make sure that your actions line up with what you say. Number 23, life isn't fair, so don't ever expect it to be. There's a lot of things that happen in life, and you have to be very mindful of the fact that, yeah, it's not fair. But I can't just, I'm not gonna lay over here and just allow the earth to succumb me or anything. That's a terrible, very miserable end. I have to pick myself back up, dust off whatever was over me, and keep going. And make sure I give it my all. I'm going to go fight tooth and nail for whatever it is that I want. When it comes to a lot of things that you want in life, it's not going to just be handed to you on a silver platter. You have to get up and get it. You have to seek after it. So definitely understand that there are things that are in your control, and make sure that you utilize that to the best of your ability, and make sure that you do everything in your power to make things happen. Number 24, challenge yourself to at least be 1% better every day. Did I say that right? Challenge yourself to grow at least 1% a day. So no, I didn't say it right. That kind of goes back to the self-improvement, and what I do and why I do this channel is because I just want to be better than I was yesterday. And if I can get better at least 1% every single day, that's pretty good. Because even when you think about the end of a week, there's 7 days of a week. If you could say last week I improved myself by 7%, that's pretty good. Especially considering as someone who has a day-to-day routine, they're not really doing anything to grow, they're not doing anything to change or improve themselves. Over time, that accumulates. You already had 7% in your week. So 2 weeks would be 14, 3, 21, 4, 28. So in a month's time, you already improved by 30%, roughly, just saying. That's still an amazing amount of change. That's why so many people who disappear for 6 months and come back totally new and transformed is because of this method. I wouldn't say specifically to that, 1% each day, but just think about the gradual effects of improving yourself with little habits and changes day by day that accumulate over time. Challenge yourself to get better by at least 1% every day. Number 25, befriend failure. I'm not telling you you gotta be, you could be besties with failure. You could. That's fine. You do you. I'm not gonna judge you. But being familiar with failure is certainly a great way to grow, because without failure, you don't grow. If you're saying, oh my gosh, I have to be perfect in this, or it's I have to make the perfect video. Listen, I'm gonna be really honest and transparent with you right now. The last video I just uploaded for DreamCon, I was so over it. I said, let me just upload this thing, because it was far from perfect. I didn't have a shot list, and I had to think about so many different things. It's the continual growth of getting better. And that's the one thing I can say YouTube has helped me learn so much. It has taught me so much through my failures. I have so many failures on this channel. You can look at all of my videos and be like, okay, sis, I see you. But it's gradually improving. I get better with each one, and I'm okay with those failures, and it allows me to kind of take that lesson into my everyday life, where it's just even though I failed at this, it doesn't mean that's the end of the world. It only means that I've gained experience, so I can get better at it the next time. So befriend failure, because failure is actually there to help you to get the tools to actually lead to your success. Number 26, journaling. I have been journaling for 16, 17 years now, and it has helped me so much. And I still have to find a lot of my old books that I had back home. I have no idea where they are. I hope they're still around. Oh my God. Because I've been so grateful for the experience to look back over the years of my life. Like, I will never forget my very first entry was like October 2006. And the first thing I said was 6 out of 50 of my classmates passed this state test. And I immediately said after, that is a serious problem. And I remember thinking about how much my friends around me that I knew and how much things were going to change as we continued to get older and in school when it came to our state, test and everything like that. But I just remember that 6 out of 50. And it was just like, where is that going to lead us? Just kind of captivated me, where I realized I've really always cared about the people around me and what my work or what I'm doing and how it would help make people's lives better. And so it just allows me to kind of hone into what I've always been about or what my purpose could be about when it comes to figuring that out or just going into the path that leads to my purpose. So I think that was something that journaling has kind of helped me when it comes to gaining clarity about myself. So I've always enjoyed that, and it's been really helpful to just kind of understand yourself on a better level and self-awareness. Number 27, give back. There's so many ways you can give back. There's so many people who use the help or just the thought, just even when it's just giving your time, it could be like fiscal, you can give your money. But there's so many ways you can give back to make somebody's life or a situation a lot better. You just have to find the way in which you're able to. One thing that I do, it's like a self-care and kind of like a give back thing. I kind of do a 2-in-1. Every 25th, because my birthday is August 25th, is the 25th of each month. I try to do a self-care or something where I try to do that or share it with somebody. And then the 6th of each month, because my mom passed February 6th, I make that as my act of random kindness day. But of course, it's not like I don't randomly just not do acts of random kindness. It's like, oh, it's not the 6th. I guess I'm not going to be, kind to you today. It's not that at all. But that makes it a reminder to be extra intentional on that day, just so I can be able to give back whenever I can. So giving back and just finding ways where it's sentimental or helpful to you, it always helps, because you never know exactly how you could be a blessing to somebody's life. And don't think that, oh, well, it was just this. It wasn't going to help them anyway. You really never know what somebody could be going through. Even just a general smile or look in somebody's direction could really make all the difference. So just find various ways to give back. And I promise you, you'll feel so much better because of it. I'm on the last one. Oh my gosh. Number 28, travel. So I made that one my 28 because for my year, going into my 28th year, I want to make sure I have the intention of going into travel more, because there's just so much of the world that I want to see, and I definitely am going to make sure I see it. Like, there's so many things that I have to do. There's so many things in my life, in my dreams that I want to accomplish, and they are going to come. It's just not all at once, and that's quite okay. So I definitely look forward to traveling more. Even though I've went to several places here, like in the country, I definitely want to go abroad, because just keeping that open view of the world, I think you can never go wrong with that. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to see all the wonderful wonders of the world and just the beauty of like creation. So I definitely want to travel more, and I made sure I made that as a lesson, but also something I want to follow in my own advice that I make sure I also do as well. So I believe that will do it for all of the 28 things that I have learned of 28 years of life. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a nice thumbs up, and also let me know in the comments what are some of the things that you found that were really helpful to you or very informative to you in this video. And if you would like to hear more things like this, I would be more than happy to do more videos like this as well in the future. Repeating my quote from last time, never give up, and the fates against you eventually will. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you so much. Bye. Okay, so now I did all of this to get up down here. So now I gotta get my way back up. I gotta go back up. Just so you know, I was here. I was down there. all the way down here. Okay. Goodbye.